Myth number 13, consent solves everything. Well, consent, as I would say again, is the most important thing in the world of data privacy. If I don't have your permission and I'm using your information, then what is privacy then? Right? But we'll talk about whether consent solves everything with respect to compliances and DPDP especially. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you regularly see new content on privacy and DPDP Act, and we are going to talk about whether consent solves everything with respect to DPDP compliance, with respect to following privacy norms. Common belief is that once you have taken the consent, that is sufficient. I would say that is the start point. Without consent, there is no meaning of talking about getting into privacy. Yes, you can say start pointing is privacy policy, which is fine, but actionable start point is taking consent. And that does solve the problem that you have started the right actions to begin with. But is there no thinking required? No, a lot more. People believe this because it's simple to take consent, or at least it looks like on paper, right? Most of the penalties look like they are only on consent. So people say that, okay, let's take the consent. Penalties are gone. But it's not true. It's not that all penalties are only on consent. There's a banner culture. We've been having a cookie banner all through our lives on website. So we believe that, oh, that helps. And yes, there are legal shortcuts. Legal has created a privacy policy. Legal has created a privacy notice. Based on the notice, you have taken a consent. Good. Done. Is it over? Well, let's move on. Consent is a lawful basis, one of the most important lawful bases of processing personal information. It is not everything with respect to personal information or processing personal information. It's depending on the context, the purpose for which it has been taken. It has to be meaningful, right? You cannot just take erratic things or erratic consent. It has to be a meaningful thing. Cool. Looks good. Fine. What it cannot fix. What you need to collect is not defined by the consent. Consent is taking permission to use what you are collecting, but you have to take a check on what are you collecting. You cannot collect excessive data. It has to be within the purpose, and you have to follow data minimization. You cannot keep it forever. There has to be a time till the time you keep it. In fact, even consent has to have a retention period. Internal access. Anyone and everyone can see everything in the system. No, that is again not acceptable. Poor security. Oh, role-based access. What about encryption? That is very important. You cannot skip through them, right? So you cannot go ahead with excessive collection or indefinite retention, and you need to maintain proper access controls as well as security in terms of encryption or anonymization. There are several privacy enhancement technologies that you need to use. What DPDP requires? DPDP requires purpose limitation. Data to be collected as per the purpose only. Lawful basis. There has to be a proper purpose and basis for collecting the data and processing it. Consent is one of the lawful bases. Of course, national security, sovereignty, public interest are other lawful bases of collecting personal information. Data minimization, collect only what you need. Don't collect anything that you don't need today. Just thinking that I may need this tomorrow, then why to run back again behind the same person. Retention control, there has to be a retention period defined. In fact, DPDP recommends that once the purpose is over, the personal information of all the principals with the fiduciary should be immediately deleted. The fiduciary should inform the principals that in the next 48 hours they could remove, erase, delete all the personal information that we have, until unless they want to use a piece of that information for some other purpose, for which they need a fresh consent, right? They cannot go beyond that you took information for this purpose and you are then using it for some other purpose. And what about user rights? DPDP needs user rights as well, grievance redressal, right? So DPDP is not restricted only to take consent. Key takeaways: consent is the most important thing, as I started with. Consent is not everything. We saw some of the points in the previous slide: minimization, purpose limitation, user rights, retention control, access control, security. They are all what are important for consent, and the most important being user rights and grievance redressal, right? So not only consent, but you have to build a system to enable user rights. You have to build a system, and grievance redressal gets covered there, for reasonable security guards, which is role-based access and security encryption. And you have to make sure that the third-party data transfer is also well controlled. Consent is not everything, though consent is the most important thing. I have a course on consent management on my uh, Udemy panel. I'll put the link in the description of this video. If you want, you can go log on, attend that course, come back and give me feedback. You can give me feedback over there as well. And if you need any help in logging on or subscribing to the course, do let me know in the feedback comments over here. Subscribe to my YouTube channel to continue to access the free information that I keep circulating on a daily basis. Thank you.